What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. And Sheryl Swoopes is looking real salty after Caitlin Clark broke yet another WNBA record. Guys, we finna dive into it all. For this one here, we gotta go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. So, if you guys haven't heard by now, Caitlin Clark is definitely shaking off the haters because she has broken yet another WNBA record, man, and it's pretty much putting the WNBA on notice. Caitlin Clark is making a statement each and every time she steps on the court, and she letting it be known she is the driving force to this league. Now, Caitlin Clark currently broke the WNBA assists record. It's being reported that Caitlin Clark recorded her 317th assist of the season at the 4 minutes and 55-second mark of the second quarter when Kelsey Mitchell took her pass and scored on a drive. The rookie pass Alicia Thomas with 316 dimes from last season. Clark finished the game with 9 assists, giving her 321 assists on the season. Caitlin Clark has definitely been shattering records ever since she stepped foot in the WNBA. Her and Angel Reese has been putting on a show for the WNBA fans, but there's one person that has not been singing kindly to Caitlin Clark breaking all these damn records, and that is Sheryl Swoopes. Now, we know WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes has been on record time and time again, calling out Caitlin Clark, letting everybody know she pretty much ain't rocking out with her. She don't see nothing impressive that she doing. Well, guess what? She got to eat all these words she been saying because Caitlin Clark coming in standing on business because DJ Currington of the Connecticut Sun actually predicted back in April that Caitlin Clark will lead, the WNBA will assist, and guess what Sheryl Swoopes did? Laughed. Let's pull it up right now. DJ Currington said back in April, Caitlin might lead the league in assists this year. Alicia Thomas said, don't play with me, nah. Sheryl Swoopes quickly put the laughing emojis. Well, guess what? Caitlin Clark got 317 assists on record right now, and it don't look like she's slowing down. I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting moving forward throughout the season as Sheryl Swoopes get put in her place with all of the negativity she's been having towards Caitlin Clark with Caitlin Clark for quite a while. Now, once the situation happened, well, Duncan, I thought Sheryl Swoopes might spin a block again and say something nice. No, she spent the block again, but in a negative way yet again, dog. This is getting out of hand. She was on a recent podcast, and she spoke about the Indiana Fever needing this much-needed break and coming back on fire. Spoke about every player on the damn team except for Caitlin Clark. How do you do that? Why do you do that? With all that being said, let's check out what she had to say. Roll the damn clip.
I do want to say this because we talked about the Olympic break, who it could help, who it could hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the complete opposite with two teams, the 7th and 8th place team. I think the Olympic break really helped Indiana.
Absolutely.
Like they look like they've spent time, whether they took time off or not, but they worked on stuff. This Indiana team, I'm going to say shout out to Lexi Hull. I'm a big Lexi Hull fan.
Absolutely.
Watch her in AU. Lexi Hull shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle and just couldn't miss. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She is just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double. I know we're talking about teams where they can move and things changing, but if Indiana continues to play the way they're playing like this, they too are going to move up in the standings, right?
They look like a different team. They came out firing. Firing. Yeah, that's a great point. Great
the break
point.
for sure helped them. And I feel like the break really hurt Chicago. I know they made a trade right before the Olympic break, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and this is the first game. So they lost to Phoenix in Chicago. Then they go beat LA in LA, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then they lost to Phoenix at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did double.
Yeah, sorry. So before I get into that, I am going to say this. Shout out to Angel Reese, even in a loss. Listen, 20 boards.
It's crazy.
20 boards. Say what you want to say about how she's getting all these.
Listen to what she said, bro. I really hope y'all really dissected everything this lady just said in this podcast, bro. She refused to acknowledge Caitlin Clark. Now, when I heard that, I immediately, quick, fast, and in a hurry, went to the comment section because I know the Caitlin Clark army wasn't finna stand for this buffoonery. Let's pull it up right now. This commenter stated, "You forget Sheryl Swoopes is a generational level hater. I know people on Twitter tend to use hyperbole, but the hate in that woman's heart is real. And dog, I'm right there with you. It is 1000% real." The homeboy on Twitter, Ken Swift, stated, "This is embarrassing. If it wasn't sponsored by the WNBA, I wouldn't mind." And yes, this podcast is sponsored by the league itself, which is giving more validation that this league do not like Caitlin Clark. One commenter stated, "Sorry, brother, I'm not listening to a damn thing that woman says or doesn't say. Waste of time. I'd rather watch paint dry." And the final comment stated, "WNBA isn't good for the brand if the face of the league gets ignored by a WNBA podcast because of the host hate her for absolutely no reason, just wondering." And that's the same thing I'm wondering too, because it's clear as day. Sheryl Swoopes hate Caitlin Clark for no reason whatsoever. Nothing has happened. Nothing has transpired. I'm pretty sure Caitlin Clark ain't never said nothing bad about Sheryl Swoopes besides picking her up on a basketball court. And she still, yet time and time again, disses Caitlin Clark for no reason. I wish she was still playing. I truly do. So Caitlin Clark could put her apron on, get in that kitchen, bake up some humble pie, and serve it to her with a tossed salad. Moving on to another story. So we all know Caitlin Clark transitioned to the WNBA from the first half until now has been simply remarkable. She has been lighting it up from three. She has been an assist machine with dishing that rock out to her teammates, getting them involved, making sure they put up points and become factors as well. Why not mention her in the MVP conversation? I know a lot of people might get in the comment section, "John, what are you talking about? We still got A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart. These women have been proving themselves since the start of the season. How could you just input her into that conversation?" Because there's validation in inputting her in that conversation, and none other than Elle Duncan and her podcast, Let It Be Known, Caitlin Clark definitely needs to be in the MVP conversation. Let's roll the footage right now.
I have many points to get to. First and foremost, we can start calling Caitlin Clark Dawn, the way she's built for these dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She hit three triples. Okay, that's a bar. Hey, use that one on the 6P, all right? No attribution necessary. Okay, the thing about what Caitlin Clark's doing, and I know on the last podcast we said, "Oh, you know, what about the Rookie of the Year conversation?" I'm done talking about the Rookie of the Year. She should also be in the MVP conversation. I know it's going to be A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart. Obviously, it's a loaded class. It's a loaded crop of players. But I don't think you can make an argument against why she shouldn't be in that conversation. I'm not trying to go Dak 2.0 here like I did on First Take, but what she is doing with the team she is doing it on deserves more recognition. She set the all-time WNBA rookie assist record last game against the Seattle Storm team, who's top 4 in the WNBA standings. The Fever still have 12 games to play. So conceivably, she can put this in such a rear view that nobody will ever touch this record. So they have 12 games left, 7 of which are against teams with sub 500 records. So they can really distance themselves, the Fever, into climbing up, not just into the 6th spot or the 5th spot. I mean, it's not inconceivable to say they can be playing for a top 4 spot in the playoffs. The Liberty have already clinched. The Connecticut Sun and the Aces are absolute wagons, but they're playing both the Sun and the Aces 2 more times by the end of the season. Obviously, they would have to win those games in order to be put in the top half of the WNBA playoffs. And maybe I'm just drinking the juice, and I'm high on the supply that the Indiana Fever are providing. But there's nothing that they've done these 2 games outside of break against teams who are good that tells me otherwise. Like Caitlin Clark, to your point, oh, she's the logo 3. She's the one who's double-digit scoring. The Fever shot 50% from distance last game. Caitlin Clark was 3 of 10. So it's the distribution.
Yeah,
like Lexi Hull, a career high.
Yeah,
right.
Nasty.
It's the distribution that she has. Kelsey Mitchell playing really well. So again, I think right now everybody needs to, if not already, get on this Indiana Fever playoff train.
And so, as you guys can see, I'm not the only one to think Caitlin Clark should definitely be in that MVP conversation, because ESPN analysts feel the same way I do. Basketball knowledge is basketball knowledge, bro. You can't deny greatness. But get down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bills on, because you want to know why? Because I'm going to be back with another one. And until next time, dog, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters off.